If you're anything like me, you're one of those types of people who wants to do everything yourself. You have a hard time delegating. You just want to make sure things get done and that they get done right. And so you take a lot of burdens on yourself and you do everything on your own. You don't ask people for help, and you have a hard time letting go of projects that have been assigned to you. I am like that terribly. We've been reading a lot about Moses in our Bible reading plan lately. And in Exodus 17 and 18, we learn that Moses was like that. Moses had been given the authority from God to be in charge of all Israel. He was the deliverer. He's the one who led them out of Egypt. He's the one who God spoke to from Mount Sinai. And he was the one who was sitting down being the judge over all of Israel and getting everything done. Every day, the people would come to him with their problems and he would sit as judge over them. That was very tiring. His father-in-law came to him and saw what he was doing, and he said, "Moses, no, this is not good. You should not be doing this." He said, "Why don't you sit back for a minute, look at all the people of Israel, and select a whole bunch of people to come help you as judges over the people of Israel?" He said, "You should elect people who can serve over large groups and people who can judge over small groups. And that way," he said, "we'll bring the real big stuff to you, but let these other people who can help you take care of the small stuff." And Moses, I'm sure if he has a mind like mine, was thinking, "Oh, that sounds pretty good." And so that's what he did. He selected other people to help him judge over all Israel, and it went much smoother. Another area that he was really big on being in charge over was when the Israelites faced battle. Joshua was his main right-hand man, and he would send Joshua into battle with the armies of Israelites against all their enemies. And one day they were having this huge battle, and Moses stood up on a hill with the staff that God had given him in his hand. And he raised his hands up, and every time his hands were in the air, the Israelite army was succeeding. But every time his arms got tired and came down, the Amalekites, the enemy army, would succeed, and they would be beating Israel. So two men who you might know their names, Erin and Hur, came alongside him, and they sat him down on a rock, and they held his arms up, one on either side. And as long as his arms were in the air, the Israelites won the battle. Erin and Hur wouldn't let his arms go down. And in that way, they defeated the Amalekites, and God said, "I'm even going to wipe the memory of them off the face of the earth." And so you might be wondering, how in the world does this apply to me? Like I said, if you're like me, you don't delegate well. You want to do it all yourself. It's a good idea to find people around you who can come alongside you and help you. And that might be a large group of people to take care of all the little stuff. But more importantly, in our walk with Christ, in this Christian life, it's about finding those few good people who can come right alongside you when you're tired from holding your hands up, when you're tired from just pushing on, when you're tired from whatever it is you're dealing with. They can come alongside you and they can hold you up and help carry you through. And this has been the Heart of Devotion.